relatives is the rules are when, and you have to say them multiple times, when I give you my special treat, you must put them in a locked position. What does that mean? No movement or no sound. Locked position. Is this a locked position? Yeah. Is this a locked position? Yes. Is this a locked position? No. Is this a locked position? No. Is this a locked position? Yes. Okay? Now, the reason I say that is because we have in our brain what is a locked position, and we want everyone to conform to what I think you should be in a locked position. But the rules are no movement or no sound. And if that means in their armpit, it still is within the rules. So is it wrong? Even if it's gross. That gives the strong-willed child the opportunity to make a decision and still be within the guidelines. Really important, I don't care if they're 105. If you don't share the rules, then you can't get onto them about breaking the rules because you didn't share them. And it's really important, anytime you're using anything, they want to play with it immediately. So don't, when you're passing things out, don't give the child that immediately first so they have to wait on everybody. Make sure that child gets it last. Then they don't have to wait as long. That helps them to be successful. And you know, the other thing is that when I say the word explore, you may do anything you want to, as long as it doesn't hurt the object, it doesn't hurt yourself, it doesn't hurt your neighbor, and it doesn't hurt the room. Okay, it's really important. That last one's real important because ceilings aren't as high in your classroom, I'm sure, as here, and they'll do whatever they can to get stuck in the roof. Ask me how I know. So the reality is, as long as they abide by those rules, I don't care what they do with them. You want to give them the chance to explore, and then when you see my hand go up, and that means freeze. That way, because they want to play, right? They want to play. And it doesn't matter how many times that they've had that, they still want to play. And so give them that opportunity so they don't take instruction time and let them get it out of their system. And so it really helps doing those different things to help them. And even if 10 minutes, we put the balls and the sticks up, they 10 minutes ago, we're going to get them back out again, you still got to go to the rules again. Whether they're 2, 3, 4, 5, 105. Because they just get so excited they forget the rules. Now the other thing is that if they can't abide by the rules, then they have to play without the object. They have to play without the object. So can they still do sticks? Sure. Not nearly as fun. They can. Do they still use the balls? Yes. But not nearly as fun. Okay? The reason, and I don't give a whole lot of second chances because then it becomes third chances and fourth chances and fifth chances, and now they no longer trust me. And no matter what I say, they don't care. I'm not going to do anything. So make your rules count and say what you mean and mean what you say. Mean what you say. Because if you don't, you will be crazy. You will get mad at these kids. You go, I never do this again. And then that's just no fun. But you want to do things. You want to do those things. So, anyway, it's just fun stuff. thought that was ingenious because they're not quite as loud, but they still make a noise. And if they're on the floor, it's just really a lovely thing. And I thought, that is fantastic. Fantastic. All right, so we are going to do the tap it out one. Have anybody ever done sevens by Shenanigans? I love sevens. Sevens is so fun. And you'll see one. So just do it from your chair. All of those things, it's a guessing game. It's a guessing game as to when that's going to be over, and you got to feel it, and then they'll drop it, and it's just a fun way to get them to listen to when is that next anticipation. That's a fun one. Sevens by Shenanigans. There's a whole bunch of those recordings out there of sevens, and it's that same principle as listen. No.
This is sevens coming up.
It's on your handout.
I'm sorry. I didn't see that.
Sevens. The one that you just heard was Shenanigans.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I love them. They are really good. They've got some really good, clear, all of their music has defined beat. And I love that. That one has a little ethereal, where is the beat, where is the beat, where is the beat? Oh, there it is. And that's just kind of a fun, that's kind of a fun little thing. All right, put those down. So, the more they love it. And then you could say, oh, Michelle, where is that hand going to go? And then we can just describe it. So, and just all the different body parts and any, preschoolers, what is the number one thing we got to do with preschool?
Stay active.
What?
Stay active.
Stay active with what? steady beat. With preschoolers, variation means I march, I pat. I pat my legs. Shoulders. And march. But steady beat and that activity of the steady beat where they can feel it and they can hear it and they can see it and they can touch it. All of the more senses that you use, the more they're going to remember it. And anything that you do that has to do with figuring out where that beat is and what they're going to do with that beat is really good. Imagination is also really good. It is really good. So, yay! She got it! Yay! Okay, who are you going to hold the ball to? Yay! Yay, she got it! Who are you going to hold the ball to? Oh, awesome! Oh, yay! We're going to throw the ball too. Oh, we almost missed out. We're going to throw the ball too. Oh, oh, yay! You have to make sure everyone gets a turn to get the ball because, oh, I'm so. Yay! So the more active, and preschoolers are so precious because they'll go. And they'll just look with you, and it makes me laugh. It just makes me laugh because there is no ball. But there was. And the more that you do with that, it really is precious. And, I've seen them pass the ball in the hall. Awesome. That's so good. That is so good. That is so good. So when you're in a circle, so there is a thing with the ball that they have a hard time with. They have a hard time with that steady beat going here, 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 and passing it. There's the hot potato rule. There's the get rid of it quick, which is kind of hot potato. There's the I'm not passing it. Nope. It's fine. And then there's the child who doesn't want to play, and then there's the child that's crying, and then there's the child that's mean, and then there's the child that, so there's so many things with preschool that you've got to deal with. The rule of thumb is for every age that they are equals 1 minute before you have to change activities. So if they're 2, every 2 minutes you're changing activities. If they're 3, every 3. If they're 4, every 4. Every 5. Okay? That's their attention span. Now, does that mean that you have to change activity, or could you change something to make it different? You could change something and keep the activity the same. So if everybody has a smaller ball and they're doing here, they could go to here. Now that you've changed the activity in their mind, even though you didn't change the thing. Well, you changed the thing, not a big thing. So it's still the same thing. But when you're passing the ball on the beat, that's a really hard concept for them. Their motor skills just have them, it's either jerky or it's it's not quite on the beat. But should you avoid it? No, you shouldn't avoid it. You should keep at it, because eventually they will get it. They'll get it. So when you're passing the ball on the beat, pass the ball on the beat, pass the ball, and then always have something that you're tapping. No matter what they're doing, have something that you're tapping. All right, so we're going to pass the ball on the beat. All right, 1, 2, ready, go. Pass the ball on the beat. 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 These are exceptional preschoolers. Exceptional preschoolers. Did you see what they did? There's really more on the half note. No. You preschoolers are not quite that advanced. But y'all are amazing. So what's going to happen, so y'all don't do it. Do it, but don't do it right. Okay? Pass the ball on the beat. Pass the ball on the beat. All right. Oh, you guys are not quite as exceptional as the other three. So, what I would do here, if that situation happens, that is a normal situation. That is totally normal. Okay? So then I'm going to say, let's try this. Let's try this one more time. And I want you to tap it with me. Ready? Tap. Pat on the ball. Tap the ball on the beat. Tap the ball on the beat. Tap the ball. Okay. Did I accomplish the same thing? So what's happening is you took the same concept and you made it win. Because what they need to do is feel where that beat is. It's not necessarily the passing of the ball as much as it is the feeling of the beat. So it's the same concept, but it's a little different and it's successful. It's successful. When can you really start passing the ball well? 5th grade. And that's debatable. No, really, preschool has a really, really, really hard time because why? What's mine is mine and what's yours is mine. Right? Right? I mean, that's the toddler creed. Everything is mine, 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 mine. So do things where you're in the middle, you have a tight circle around, and so that you can make that happen, or have some of your helpers also help with that. So it helps them to still, you're still making that activity happen, but you're not really giving up full control of this ball. It seems like that they would be able to do it, but they can't. They can't. They want to. They want to really bad, but they can't. But that they can. So using the same ball. Now, and so if I had tried it and it didn't work, I would have done exactly that. Oh, I like what you did, but I think we might can do it better. Let's try it this way. Okay? So always, now if they hit somebody, you can't say, I like what you did. I mean, that you know, because everything is a training situation. So even with preschoolers, they've been at school all day long. Daycare. So you're tired. If you have a Wednesday night, you're tired. They're cranky. They miss their mom. So how can you? Some of them come in, they don't want to come in. Some of them are used to it. Some of them have been running on the stage, and so that's my church. There's a stage in our fellowship hall. They've been running on the stage, so it's like, okay, rope out and take them out of here. I might want to tie them up with my rope, but I don't. Ropes are fantastic for just letting them grab the rope and you walk. That is the best way for the preschooler. It just really is the best way. And honestly, it's better, and I don't know about your situation, but if they're in a fellowship hall setting, it's better to stand at the door and hold the rope and you take them to class than it is for their parents to drop them off. Because A, you get them all at the same time, mostly. B, what happens at the door? Yeah, I mean,
Or tears.
all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff happen at that door. What's happening to the kids in the class while you're trying to get the kid out the door? Yeah, it's man. Yeah, that man is there somewhere. Man. So that has worked really, really well in our church. It's just holding up the rope, and the kids see the rope and they get excited because they're going to go on a walk. They're like, you're on a walk, ready? Yes, they love it. So they grab the hold of the rope, and then you take them to the room, and then you're done. And then have your helper, if there's any stragglers, to come and get the other kids to, or your workers working with the kids, and you're at the door, one of the two. So those are just little tricks for preschoolers that work really, really well. And you're just, again, everything you do, you make it, so for brain break, you make it to where they want to participate. For brain breaks with the preschoolers, in my opinion, this is the best thing ever. So, I used to think, that's just so silly, because you can see my arm, and you can see what I'm doing. I can see. No? Okay. Look, you want to see easier? So what I do is just easier. Just say, she says she thinks you're beautiful. Okay, the more, I don't know why puppets work, but they do. What you have to do is not be afraid of them. I was afraid of them. So the more, and it doesn't matter if your mouth moves or not. It is not about, they're not even looking at your mouth. They're watching the puppet and the interaction, and it just doesn't matter that your hand disappears, which to me is fascinating. It's just fascinating. They really do believe she's a real person. So the biggest thing is when you're doing a puppet is to talk to it like it's a person. And when you talk to it like it's a person, then all of a sudden it comes to life. Okay, all right, that's how it works. Oh. And so, do you want to sing with us? Oh, okay, what do you want to sing? I love that song. Let's sing Jesus Loves Me. Okay? Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. garage sales and fine puppets. We're giving them away. There's all kinds of things out there. These little ones also work well. So they could just be in your hand. Thank you. Oh, this is cute. Yeah, and sometimes you don't even have to say anything. You just pull it out and you just keep on going, doing what you're doing. And then all of a sudden they're just in tune. And you just bring it up. You can bring it over. Oh, thank you. There's just so, and again, I don't know why they work, but they absolutely do if you talk to it. So you got to talk to it and kind of make it to where it'll do what you want it to do. All right. So in preschool, so and me is really important. So me, so me, so me, so me, so me, so me, so. My name is Karen. My name is Karen. No, he's not. You say your name. My name is Karen. My name is Karen. That was funny. All right, so then you can have my name is Karen. What's your name? My name is Karen. What's your name? Now we can do some solo singing. My name is Karen. What's your name? My name is Haley. What's your name? Simple, one thing, and this goes for any age group, but really very much so for preschoolers. No matter what you do, everybody has culture. Everybody has culture. So if you're playing instruments, you either have to have them all the same, or if you have multiple instruments, you sit in a circle and everybody gets a turn in the circle before you get up from that circle. Okay? If you have a lot of children, then make several circles. If you have, if you don't have that many instruments, or if you have, what do you do if a kid cries because they didn't get it first? I want the drum. You definitely try to redirect. And so, I've had this happen several times where no redirection worked. They didn't get the drum, and of course, sometimes I'm really guilty of if you speak out without doing what I've asked you to do, then you don't get whatever you asked for first. I'm really bad about that because I feel like that it's good for them to learn to wait. It's good for them to learn to wait. So 9 times out of 10, it works, the redirection works, is if you don't, because I'll always say, if you don't get it first, you'll get it in just a few minutes. If you don't get it first, you'll get it in just a few minutes. I have had a child that just, If they didn't get it first, then they just shut down completely. So I just let her watch. Did I give her the drum first? Ooh, I did not. I did not. It just works better because we have, and I said this in the last class, is that we have a generation of kids who don't know how to problem solve because mama saves the day, daddy saves the day. And so in that problem solving, they're missing how to deal with difficult people. Now we just like, stop being a bully. Yes, we need to correct the bullyism. We need to correct that, but we also need to say, how do you handle that? And try to help them figure out a way to do, one of the things that I had a friend tell me that her mom used to tell her all the time is, well, you just let it roll off your back like a duck, and so you just whack out. So she would go, quack, quack, and walk away. I think that's brilliant. That's brilliant. So, if you heard her quacking, you knew somebody was messing with her and she was trying to let her roll off her back. But it's just like quack, quack, and walk away. But the great thing is that other little girl just sit there and went, I think it's fabulous. I think it's so fabulous. Oh, it's so my favorite. All right, stand up. Oh, I'm jumping the gun. Sit down. Because these are good. These are good things. So, one of my favorite games. Y'all know Black Snake? Oh, I love, this is really brown snake. So, brown snake, I'm sorry, I missed it up. Brown snake. Okay, wait, I just forgot it. Where are you hiding, brown snake, where are you hiding? Brown snake, where are you hiding? Don't you bite me. Okay, so sing it with me. Brown snake, where are you hiding? Brown snake, where are you hiding? Brown snake, where are you hiding? Don't you bite me, don't you bite me. Do it again. Don't you bite me. Yeah, you could simplify by don't bite me. You could simplify that. All right, so how this game is played. We have somebody that's the hider, somebody that's the finder, and somebody that is the guard. Okay? When they go out, the guard and the finder go out of the hallway. The hider hides the snake, and then when it's hidden, we bring the finder back. And how they find the snake is we sing the song. And if they're getting hot, then we're louder. And if they're getting cold, then we're softer. So it's loud and soft. All right, so let's play. All right, you be the hider, you be the finder, and you be the guard. So the two of you went out. We'll tell you to go out and home. We'll tell you when to come in. Yeah, that is exactly what you do, because they cheat when they're out in the hallway.
Whoa.
So, and again, everybody likes a turn at each one of those roles. So, this is one of those things that you have to just plan that as an activity. And I would either you have options, okay? So it could be like an early arriver activity. So when there's only just a couple of people, and then you're done. Those couple of people, they got there early, they have to play the game. So that is an option. There's another option is to have a snake can that has popsicle sticks with names on it, and if they got a turn, then their stick goes in the got a turn, and if they need a turn, their stick is in the need a turn can, and it's strictly just for the snake. So what that does is it takes randomness out. You know, it's not favoritism. If you find yourself tending to call the same people, the ones that are doing exactly what they're told to do, you just want to call on them a lot. And poor little Jimbo didn't get called on a lot because he's just in trouble. So, but he wants a turn. You know, he wants a turn. So the more that you give those opportunities, who knows, Jimbo may be the brightest shining star. And so, but we didn't give him a chance, and so he's taken the negative approach and getting attention that way instead of the positive. So I like that can, but to me, I have to do that because I forget from week to week who got a turn. So you can either do that, just hold with the snake, because they really do, all of them like to do that. I would just have the two cans that's strictly the snake cans. And then your other ones you can have for the other, who's to say you only have to have two cans that has need a turn, got a turn. You have options there. But that snake one, because it really is a favorite, because it's hide and seek. So they love that. But what are they learning? Yeah, loud and soft. What else are they learning? Singing skills. Okay? And they're, you know, we can have everybody else while they're doing that, and we're singing, move your feet to the beat while you're sitting in a chair. There's all kinds of ways to continue that steady beat, so that you don't feel like, well, we didn't get anything done today. Because what is the main purpose of what we do? Well, there's several. Musically, what is the main purpose of what we do? Steady beat and getting to where they hear those pitches. Because the earlier we get them singing in tune, then that lasts forever. Can you tell the adults have never been in children's choir? You can. And how sad. They never got children's choir. So that's my mantra. Everybody should have children's choir. Because I think it's so important. All right. Sit up. Look who's here, Punchinella, Punchinella. Look who's here, Punchinella, fun you. I can do it too, Punchinella, Punchinella. I can do it too, Punchinella, fun you. What can you do? Oh, that was the second verse. What can you do, Punchinella, Punchinella? What can you do, Punchinella, fun you? I can do it too, Punchinella, Punchinella. I can do it too, Punchinella, fun you. All right, then I choose somebody else. It's your turn. Look who's here, Punchinella, Punchinella. Look who's here, Punchinella, fun you. What can you do, Punchinella, Punchinella? What can you do, Punchinella, fun you? I can do it too, Punchinella, Punchinella. I can do it too, Punchinella, fun you. Who's a partner? Look who's here, Punchinella, Punchinella. Look who's here, turn. They all need a turn. So it's quite fun. Anybody not know Charlie over the ocean? Anybody not know it? Does everybody know it? No, you don't know it? Okay. All right. It's worth teaching it to you. So it's Duck, Duck, Goose. It's Duck, Duck, Goose. And everybody's sitting in a circle, and you repeat after. So, Charlie over the ocean. Charlie over the ocean. Charlie over the sea. Sorry, I got Charlie over the sea. Charlie caught a big one. Charlie caught a big one. Can't catch me. Can't catch me. Touch on the head, and then they run around, and that's the Duck, Duck, Goose part. Okay? It is a great game for singing. You hear everybody now if somebody's afraid to sing, what do? I sing with you, and you walk around with them. Okay? Walk around with them. Now the rules to this game are, you cannot touch somebody's head until you say, Charlie caught a big one, you can't catch me, boom. Okay? And then I always say, you have to choose somebody that has not had a turn. So somebody that's not had a turn. And what will they do?
Mr. Best over there.
You know, and it gets wilder and wilder. And so it's just better to hold your hands some way so that you're not touching everybody's hair. Just, you know, people are funny about that. So, and even the little ones are funny about that. They don't stop until it's my turn, and then you can touch me, and then you have to say, what does touch mean? Gentle, sweet. We're sweet with how we touch. Look, watch this. Oh, like this? What happens if you do that? You don't get to go to your turn. They'll be sad, and it'll make me cry. Okay, so the big thing is just making sure that they understand. We assume they know the rules. Never do that. Never do that. Always tell the rules. Otherwise they forget because they're so ready to run. They forget. They're just ready to run. So that's a great way to hear their singing voice. It tells you who the leaders are. It tells you who has those singing skills and who needs to work out a little bit more. So I love that. Love that game. All right, now stand up. And so if you've been in other of my classes, you know that I throw things because that's just what I do. Y'all are making it really. When I do it in class, they don't know where it's coming. picture different things, and that's just one illustration of something that you could run to. There's so many things you can do. Scarves, so many things. They love any kind of. Now that one just got told the story, so I didn't do a whole lot of movement with it because we were going with the music. But there's other things that you can do with scarves. This is one of my favorites too. Yes, Mr. Sleigh Ride himself. Such a great one for folding. And you know, we meaning me, really like the fast stuff. I do. I love the fast stuff. But there's something about the slow stuff. What does it do? What does it do to your soul to hear that?
Oh, it's calm to
Yeah.
and it makes you use it.
Yeah, absolutely. So the thing is that as you're thinking through some of those things as a wind down time, think about some of those songs that would allow them to be free, but yet, oh yeah, I have it down there on next. Allow them to be free to just kind of calm down and walk out when their moms come. Isn't that great? Yeah. So, because the higher the music, what happens?
They do not.
The higher the kid. Yeah, absolutely. So there's a whole lot of these things on the end, on the back page that I did not get to. That pool noodle fund is really a really awesome thing. I'm going to show you with this boom whacker kind of what it does. So stand up, move your body right to the stick. have a lot of stuff on here.
The whole back page.
Oh, wait. Yeah, there's a whole lot there. So do y'all use dot spots?
Yeah.
I love dot spots. If you don't have dot spots, you can buy them as dot spots, but why? Just get that gripper liner, cut squares or circles, and you can make them as big as you want to. I love, this is my new thing that I have, and it has grippers on the back, so if you put it down, and then it helps them to know which direction to go without saying anything. It's awesome. It is awesome. So much of our time we spend explaining instead of doing. And if we just do, we wouldn't have as much problems with our kids because we talk too much sometimes. Guilty. But dot spots, you make them in any color. That way, when you put down the dots, they know to sit on it. And you can put them in if you want to do groups, you can put one color over here, one color over here, one color over here, one color over here. They come in, they know to sit down in the group. Or you can put one big group, you can put them in a circle. How hard is it to try to get them in a circle? Oh my word, forever. So if you have these already sitting on the floor, any problems? None. So it reduces your problematic time frame by a bazillion percent to have, you don't have to have these fancy ones. I got them for the hoop things, which we don't do in preschool, except to sit inside. We sit inside a hoop. That is, let me just tell you that for the child that really needs its own space, the hoops are fantastic. They can sit in the hoop, and it's their space, and nobody will get inside the hoop. I had a child that when he would walk in the hallway with the hoop, when we figured it out, it was like genius. He would sing when he was in his hoop. He wouldn't sing when he was not in his hoop. So there was just something about he did not like people touching him, and with his hoop, he felt safe. I don't understand, but he did, and he would sing. And so it was like, dude, you got a hoop everywhere we go. Everywhere we go. Because he would do whatever we asked him to do once he had his space. So those hoops are great for that, but they're not great for, because they can't jump, preschoolers can't jump that high. And so they trip over them, and then it's another problem. So I don't do a whole lot of stuff with hoops with preschoolers other than sitting inside them. It does give them that. These also work. All right, any questions? Yeah, those are my hula hoops. So now these are better than normal because they're flat. So preschoolers can handle these better because they're flat, and it
won't pop up.
yeah, you can't roll out, and it's pretty easy to do. So you could use the same thing, but these are awesome with elementary.
Where do you get the
Amazon.
Amazon circles? I mean, we're just.
No, so they're actually I put in flat hula hoops. That's what I put in, and they came. These are PE trainer hoops.
Oh,
So you remember the tire thing? These are PE. They're I got them from it was Amazon, but it was still a PE
you know,
store.
if I had enough everybody, if we were going to do an instrument thing, I'd put the instrument inside there to know where they had to keep it. That's what their space was for their instrument, or if you were going to trade instruments.
That's a great idea. That is a great
And then they know
idea.
exactly where to sit.
Oh, that's a fantastic idea. Yeah. Yeah, that's a great. These aren't that expensive. And they do have connectors, but for preschool, you don't need that. And honestly, I like it better because then I can just keep it out of the way.
Yeah.
So, if they're connected, then it does present a little bit of another problem. But anyway, they're not that expensive. I think they're like $48 for